let's take a look at whether we need to go in for organic growth or we need to go in for inorganic growth, right? When we are looking at strategic options. Now, what is organic growth? Organic growth means that we are growing in our own business area, or rather, even if we enter a new business area, that growth is going to be managed entirely by growing within the company. Right? It's not going to be by acquiring expertise from outside. Now, organic growth has positive features. For instance, learning is better internalized. Right? When a chemical company decides to go into, let us say, a completely unrelated area like the manufacture of engineering products. Okay? Now, if it were to do this by first setting up a small company, a small engineering company, building up its own cadre of staff, and then slowly expanding, right? That's the organic growth route. The opposite of this would be for this chemical company to go and acquire a large engineering company, right? Now, it might well be able to do that financially, but would it not have been better if that learning was internalized, right? Would it not have been better if people within that company had slowly gained the expertise in that new area? Okay, that's one question. Then there's the issue of how planning can be done much better. Yes, another major advantage of organic growth is that because organic growth necessarily is a slow growth, okay, it takes place over a period of time, therefore that growth can be funded by cash flow from within the company. The company does not need to take debts, right? And lastly, all cultural conflict is avoided because it's the company's own people who are entering a new area, and it's the company's, it's people who are growing within the company's culture. Now let's look at the negatives of organic growth. The negatives really are that well, it takes there is a learning curve, you know. Therefore, if you go in for organic growth, it takes time, right? And sometimes what happens is that it takes a tremendous effort to develop certain kinds of assets. For instance, distribution channels. Typically, it takes a lot of effort to develop distribution channels, and it would make more sense for the company to choose a strategic option where it is acquiring another company which has those distribution channels. Okay? So, in this session, we have looked at how do we make that final choice of a strategic option, right? What are the questions that we need to ask before we finally decide on a strategic option? Thank you.